Ladies and gentlemen, he's young, he's handsome, he's a prophet, he's a poet. They know it. I must be the greatest. I told the world.
As we say, the next ceiling is a market cap of 1 trillion. And the last few days, I've been busy being busy, liquidating. I think it's 1 week ago or 2 weeks ago that I said, that we were cutting down on our portfolio, and we did. Remember, go out 50%, you still have 50% in the market, right? Sweetie pie, I'm gonna cash, in. I'm gonna take around 80-90% out, and she said, well done. Invest smart. Identify the leaders of tomorrow, not actually move further down. Is that where we're going? Are we heading down to the 40,000? Well, it looks like it. Am I gonna make a call? Not today, tomorrow, probably. I will make a call on it, because when I make a call, it usually turns out to be exactly that. If you follow this channel, well, then you're happy as Larry, because we got lots of cash on the side. We got lots of cash in the right, lots of cash in the left, and in the back. If it's more of a correction, and you can still call it a healthy correction, well, then we wait to 50 to 80% discount from the all-time high. And I will repeat that, 50 to 80% discount from the all-time highs. And that's what we're basically going to be looking at the next few weeks if we're going to see this continuing. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Happy 2023. Let me know down below if you can hear me, because then we got 50% of this little show going also in 2023. But first of all, let me know how you lovely, sexy looking people are doing this year. Thank God, I am so happy that 2022 is over. Thank God. That was, for me, it was a bit of a shit year. I don't know how it was for you, but let me know. Yep, that's what I'm saying. Yes, sir. Chaotic rage is here. My main man. SKS Courier Express from Austria is here. How are you doing? Wie gut ist die? Wie mich freut dich hier zu sehen. And we got Jack Capert from Massachusetts. I mean, that's a place I haven't been yet, and I feel honored that you are here. Hakan, how are you doing? Double A, how are you doing? And Blockchain Bully. Blockchain Bully. I thought, there are certain things that we always need to do when we go into a new year, right? We need to sometimes look back at 2020, whatever, the prior year, and we got to sum it up. I say fuck that. No. I say I don't want to sum up 2022 too much, because if you want to go and look at the news and I don't know, geopolitical things, well, there are many other places you can go, right? And when it comes to our little channel here, well, what did we say? We say you better, basically entire 2022 I was repeating myself. I was saying we should buy top quality over quantity. Now there's a lot of truth to that, but I felt like a parrot just repeating myself for the most of the year. What I did think that we should do, however, is since you came to this little channel, the littlest channel on the interweb, and that was why I played you that 2-minute video prior about my predictions, or how we've been able to enter the market, predict, exit the market. So I wanted, now that we actually have a track record together, I wanted to go over how did I actually predict in 2020 that we were going to see Bitcoin high at 1 trillion, and why did I exit the market at the time that I did? Why did we predict that we could get re-enter the market at 50 to 80%. And if you actually will stick around for the next 20 minutes, I think you will get a good feeling of that I keep using the same, let's say, I don't even know what you want to call it, investment methodology, but you would identify many of some of the key things that I use. So I thought in that way we could wrap up or summarize not only 2022, but since November 2020, when I basically just had the channel 3 months, even though that was a... But anyway, we have everything, so all the predictions, remember, there's always videos for that. So I hope you will enjoy it. I think this is a better way of doing a summary of the past. And funny enough, the last live stream we had was really about what I think that we should invest in 2023. But let me also put it like this. I think we're seeing I think 2023 is going to be the Web 3.0. I think we're going to have a good year. I think we're going to have a good year. I think we're going to have many good years, actually, maybe all the way up to 2025. Of course, there's always this Black Swan event. But basically, I think 2023 is going to be a better year. So I hope... I mean, and by the way, summary today, and then, of course, all we're going to do in the future is talk about which particular protocols, coins that we want to, invest in. And there can be that some of the ones that we know, they might not be able to perform as we expect, and there might come some new ones. That's the nature of the game. But I think we need to start, and I think it goes a little something like this. I want to welcome you to the first edition of 2023 of Crypto Never Sleeps. In case you're new to this channel, you want to stay on top of the crypto world, well then do me a favor, hit like, smash, subscribe so that you can be notified every time we upload new videos, so that you can, and this is important to me, protect your wealth, preserve your wealth, and ultimately increase your wealth. My name is Nico Arachi, and I run the littlest crypto channel on the interweb. How do you like them apples? Anyway, first things first, we do want to go in and look at the level of market manipulation in this year. First of all, where am I? Well, anyway, let's just look at this. I should be down here. Now, you don't need me when we look at these little charts. But we're seeing Bitcoin at, up 1% at 16,833. Not so bad, right, when we start the new year. Ethereum 1,254, up 3.49% today. And we are seeing Cardano at 26 cents on the dollar, even though up 6%, right? So 26 cents on the dollar doesn't sound so sexy, but 6% sounds quite okay. And DOT up 2.3% at $4.61. Today, I think if we look at the charts, the volume, it's a little bit different. I actually like that. We are not seeing the same kind of correlation as we usually do. Now, before we go into the chat and say hello and chit chat and all them goodies, I do think, because I mean the year ended, right? So we need to look at, of course, we need to look at the weekly. We're also gonna look at the monthly, and not that there are a few things there. And this time we will go to BTC USDT, because I mean, remember, technical analysis is really not my specialty. But, and where do we have? Do we need to put in indicator? There's always some things. In case you wanna use those lovely. No, wait. What was it? Last time I remember you said I should double click. What was it here last time? This is the same thing here always. Fuck me. Sorry, guys. How do I refresh this thing here? One of you guys, you told me how to refresh it. Anyway, then anyway, I need to see if this works. When I do it all in peace and so on, then I'm never technical indicators. Here we go. So we need the moving 7-day moving average. We got there in purple. That's good. That's great. And then we just need to see it. Well, that's a lovely way to start the new year, right? Not really. Why is it? Here we go. Here it is. Well, that took a while. Anyway, we're looking at the weekly, and we're looking at the 7-day moving average. And funny enough, I mean, I don't really I mean, are we above it? It looks like we are slightly above it, right? But I mean, it's too little. It's too little to really see where we are. And we've been having this now for the past 3 weeks. So let's see try to see how we ended the year. Now, we never really look here on this channel at the monthly and the 7-day moving average. But if we were, you know, you can still see there's a clear pattern, and we are still below the 7-day moving average. Now, I don't want to bounce around too much about this now, because that's basically what we've been speaking about the entire 2022, right? When are we going to turn around? And what I do want to say, however, maybe we will hit down to 12,000, but I am optimistic, and I'm optimistic for many reasons. I'm optimistic due to the fact that the technology of the blockchain, but also, from a conspiracy theory point of view, that the CBDC is being rolled out. And we've spoken about this, and I don't want to speak too much about this today. Of course, we can go down and hit 12,000. Everybody's bearish, but I like that everybody's bearish. And, we have now, what is it, the second longest bear market in Bitcoin. So I think there's a lot of potential that 2023 is going to turn around. Now, exactly this we will speak about tomorrow and all the next 12 months of 2023. So let's see if anybody is here in the chat before we move on to the main thing of today. So, first of all, Happy New Year. Happy New Year. I got myself a Bahama Mama as always. I hope you got yourself two, and that's important. Yeah, I love Dot too. I love Dot. And what do you say, Crypto Devil? 2023 be greatest in crypto. And I think, I hope so. I think it's going to be the turnaround. So it actually depends. I need BTC to hit 12,000, Blockchain Bully says. Well, I think actually I love actually the two comments, because Crypto Devil is saying may be the greatest year. I think I'm not particularly sure that 2023 could be the greatest year, but I think it could be the year of turnaround. And remember, when we talk about the greatest year, it could, that could be from many angles, right? It could be the technology, the underlying technology. It could be obviously what I think you refer to is that we will see an increase in price that will be exponential, right? That will just be a rocket. But on the other hand, if we're going to turn around, that would already make a great year for me. And now, Blockchain Bully, you're saying you needed to hit 12,000. Well, I think if that's, remember, I did predict 12,000 in January 25 when we were around 40,000, and I saw 12,000. Now we've been down at 15,000. In terms of, remember, my predictions, they are, I feel pretty, good about life that we came down to 15. Now, I do have some coins in the back pocket should we go down to 12. However, we need to look at the investment approach a little broader. I want 8, and you might get it. You might get it, Blockchain Bully. You might get it. Anyway, guys, I wanted to, so let's start and make it easy. The first lesson of the year. So I prepared a presentation based on this little video and my predictions in the past, right? And let's just start with that. So the summary was, when I really just started this little channel here, even though that was actually called Bitcoin Channel.Live, and then that got taken away from YouTube because I don't know why. And then that's why we started Crypto Never Sleeps. However, all these predictions, we do have them. You can just go over, we have them on Odyssey. So you know me. I'm a man of my word, and we don't need to lie and cheat. However, November the 20th, 2020, I predicted that we would see Bitcoin hitting a market cap of 1 trillion. And that was the video. Now, at the time, it was on November the 20th, and it's kind of important to say, why was it November the 20th that I predicted that we would see Bitcoin hitting 1 trillion? Very simple. You can even see the chart that I have put here in this picture behind me, is that on November the 20th, 2020, we actually hit the previous all-time high, which was set in 2018 or 2017. In fact, we can go in and have a quick look over here at Bitcoin, and then we can see when was. Let's go in and see. And let's move and see when was it exactly. It was in, you can see here. It was in, yeah, it was in December 2017, right? So by the time, so when I actually made this prediction that we would see 1 trillion, that was in November 2020. And it's very simple. The reason why I did it was because we broke through. You can see here, this was November 2020. We had broken through. It had taken a while, right? Taken from 2018, basically from, let's say, yeah, from November, December 2017, all the way 3 years almost, right? Wow. 18, 19, 20. Wow, that was long, right? That was long. But again, also, if you saw the bear market, which we've talked about, that we had here, when we reached in 2017, almost 20,000 Bitcoin, it was around 14 months to go down, right? And then it took another, time here to get up, so almost 3 years. And I think we are similar cycle currently. So what it was, so it was, I don't know. Why did I also predict 1 trillion? Well, I kind of thought, it's always been 1 trillion. I mean, here there's no mathematic theory behind it. But of course, 1 trillion market cap is a figure that, that the media, the market, that they can relate to. But more importantly, it's like 3 times the last all-time high. That's also why I kind of believe that some of the good coins, they might never see the previous all-time highs, but they could also easily go up to 3 times the previous all-time high. I hope this makes sense. Anyway, that was the prediction that we made. I said, I think Bitcoin is going to go to 1 trillion. What did 1 trillion mean on November the 20th, right? Because maybe you cannot relate to market cap. Well, that would basically be at the circulating supply of Bitcoin at the time, it would be around $60,000 per Bitcoin. And that's how I kind of came to that trillion with that calculation. So November 2020, we hit previous all-time high. That means, that means that everyone who had invested prior bought high, sold low. Not that we don't do that, remember? Once we kind of break through the previous all-time high, that's also when you get all the ones that have burnt fingers, and we get new attention from the media, and that's when we kind of understand there's going to come a huge inflow of money into the market. So from November 2020, we went all the way down to March 13, 2021. That's when I said we are liquidating on a live stream like this. I also said it the day after, on March 14, 2021. So that was basically from November to March, right? 5-6 months, over 5 months. And we announced we are going 50% out in cash. And we did it on this live stream, so 50% of the portfolio. Now, why did I, at the time, I did not really say why I did it, because it was a new channel and nobody really, cared. No, actually, nobody wanted to hear to sell 50% of the portfolio. I sold 50% of the portfolio because we had exactly reached the 1 trillion in Bitcoin. And I think we can see it better here. If we go in here, here's Messari, and here we can see this is Bitcoin circulating market cap. And this is, we go all the way back to 2018. But if we go in here, remember I said on the live stream the 13th and the 14th of March that we are selling 50% of we're going 50% in cash. And you can see here, if we look here, where are we? Let me just find one. There we go. Here you can see Monday, the 15th of March. Now, I mean, this chart here, I cannot show you the 14th, but you can see exactly circulating market cap, 1 trillion and, 0.08, I don't know, million, billion. And the price per coin, a Bitcoin at the time, 57,000. So of course, I mean, my estimation, my calculation in November 2020 was basically based on 1 trillion would equal around 60,000, dollars per Bitcoin. So that's when we said, well, now it's time to go out 50% from the market. So later, a month later, April 22, I then came with a more dire, let's say, investment decision. for, Kitty's portfolio. Remember, I own nothing. I'm pretty happy. And just remember, everything I say and do is not financial advice, because at the end of the day, I don't know shit about crypto. So, in April the 22nd in 2021, I went even further than what we have done in March, and that was to say, I'm gonna take Kitty's portfolio and liquidate it 80 to 90% in cash. And I remember at the time, people were thinking I'm fucking crazy. I mean, people might still think that, right? One here on the left, on the right, Sister Shelly and Brother Jamal. Nevertheless, that's what we did. And and this was the live stream where I said that, looking younger, looking sexy. Why did I do that? I did that because we had actually then there closed weekly below the 7-day moving average. And I felt that it was time for the market to go lower. Now, obviously, these are just, can never build a strategy alone on this. You also have intuition and everything. I say you need to have experience and discipline and all them goodies. However, now if we go back, go in, and remember, I'm always referring to the 7-day moving average, right? So if we go in and look at, remember, this was in April the 22nd in 2021. So if we go in here, go back in time, I made a little yellow, whatever arrow here. So so we can see here, this is the weekly, and the purple is the 7-day moving average. So we had been trading above the 7-day moving average. This was when we then, when Bitcoin hit 64,000. But then, actually, in the week up to 19th of April, we really broke down. I mean, it was a big move here, a big move. Even though in the week, so I did announce it in the week until, of the 26th, but it was after that we broke down 7-day moving average until the 19th of April that I felt now is the time right to exit the market 80 to 90%. Now, you can then, we can all have a good old-fashioned debate, because we then went down, and then we did see another spike up where Bitcoin almost went to 70,000. But, and of course, I felt, emotionally, right? As I say, it's always, you got to be disciplined, right? You got to be disciplined. You got to stick to your investment analogy. No, we did not enter in here. I know BitBoy, right? Big Boy and his big pants. I know he was even at this time saying you should buy Aave and you should buy all them goodies. But we kind of stuck to our cash positions in stable coins. Also because we were doing lovely returns in farming and providing liquidity, right? Staking. Anyway, so now you understand the 7-day moving average, right? We hear it and we see it again. And in the past, it has had some validity. So the next thing was then in May, it was actually in May 2021 that I started then thinking, I can't just keep saying that the market is going to go down and everybody's going to say going up. So that's when I kind of started to say, yeah, well, we're going to go and buy lovely, lovely coins, 50 to 80% discount, 50 to 80% discount. And there you can also see I was wrong, right? 50 to 80. Now, most of all coins will probably get between 80 to 95% discount. Timing is difficult, and of course, nobody really can predict it. So I think, along these lines, we've done pretty good. So that was May 18, 2021, that we were starting to say, okay, we're going to get a discount. And now we got 2023. So basically, since May 2021, we've been talking about, quality over quantity and Web 3.0, and we're talking about the CBDC. I hope it's been informative, but it's been boring because it's been the same talk. And worse than that, in May 2021, said we're going to wait for 50 to 80% discount. Well, then came my final and I guess my most extraordinary prediction, which was in January 2021, the 25th of January, when I said I think we're going to see Bitcoin actually even going down to 12,000, right? And at the time when I said that we were here, 2022, that prediction, it was on the 20th this week. We were around 37 to 42,000 in that week. That's when I kind of predicted we are going to see 12,000. And that was in January. And, we've been pretty much going down until 15. I thought we would see, the 12,000 in December. And if you've also followed this channel, you know how I came to this prediction that we would see 12,000 in December, and I was wrong there. Reason being is because I always use this historical corrections, right, where we see from 2013 to 15 it was a 14 months correction, 85% from all-time high. From 17 to 18 it was 12 months, and we saw 83%. And this time we are now beyond 12 months, and we have only seen a 77% correction. But this is where the markets are tricky. We might never see the 12,000. Could also see the 8,000. That's the thing. We never know. But timing and percentage-wise, I think it's probably time that we could see a turnaround. So you can also see down here on the bottom, Bitcoin 12,000 by December 2022 would have equaled minus 81%. I was off 4% from the price at the time. Obviously, from 12,000 to 8,000, it's a much bigger percentage. But yeah, that's what it is, guys. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. And that's all I had to say on this little stream of ours. So let me see if anybody has anything to say in the chit chat, because I wanted to keep it short. Yeah. Good morning from Australia, Cindy. How are you doing, sweetheart? Anyway, guys, it was a short, and let me just see. You do own the best show on YouTube, my dear friend Vex. Happy New Year to you. No, I'm no one. Remember, you're number one. What I do think is interesting. I mean, I'm a big believer and fan I really respect and like Ivan on tech. I think you should all watch him, right? And I think he adds a whole other, his understanding of the technology is magnificent. So I like to listen to him. I think you should listen to him too, because he really understands a thing or two about the technology. And he also understands finance. And I have to say, I was the first who has actually predicted these trends and so on. I do believe, honestly, when it comes to predictions, there's no one better than I am. It's true, but Ivan, he, of course, he's better when it comes to the technology, and he's more fun. But he's also changed, in the recent 2 months and so on, and he's very optimistic. I like that. I think that's a good sign. And then I think that Martini guy, I like him too. I think he's a good guy. He gets a lot of things right. He gets a lot of things wrong too. But overall, he makes money, and his heart is in it. So I like the Martini guy. He's also changed. And anyway, yeah. So slowly, I think we're seeing good individuals actually understanding where the potential is, and we will talk. I know that this is, the thumbnail is Web 3.0, but I think 2023 Web 3.0, and we're going to talk about so many things, boring things, and so yeah. So let me know. I think that's it. These are getting even more funny. 7-day moving average on monthly candles. They are getting more funny. I agree. It's getting more and more funny. But if you show me a technical analyst, except for Crypto Savvy, that's been better than well, show me. Sometimes things, they can be simple, but in the end of the day, they're not that simple, are they? I just don't really believe in technical analysis. I think there's so many other factors that play into it. I think it's not just, I actually think that technical analysis is something that you can, you can't really use the past in order to predict the future, right? But I like it what you say. 7-day moving average on the monthly. It's getting more and more funny. But at least we should have a good laugh together. Anyway, guys, I think that's it. And thank you so much for coming. And Happy New Year. And let me know how you are and how your New Year was. Mine was the most quiet I've ever had in I remember, but getting older. So I love you all. Stay strong, and let's hope that 2023 is gonna be our year. See you tomorrow. Take care, guys. Love you. Thank you so much for being here.
Can I tell you something? You ain't met the real you until you have to use your power. That's the real you. Many of you, you're like a superhero. Truth be told, you ought to rejoice because you have love power, joy power, faith power. You also have comeback power. What is comeback power? Comeback power is the ability to overcome any obstacle, challenge, or difficulty. You have this innate ability, this instinct on the inside, that you can come back from anything. Your human side quits everything quickly. There's a part of you that never says die. There's a part of you that refuses to quit. There's a part of you that has long suffering. There's a part of you that when you get down for the count, they can count up to 8, they can count to 9, but 10, you are back on your feet. There's a part of you that no matter what comes your way, you just got to bounce back up. You can't stay down. No matter what is thrown your way, you got something called comeback power. You've been through some stuff, means you had to face some stuff that I ain't never seen, and you might be walking a little slow now, and you might just be chilling now, but little do we know, if we saw the videos of who you once was, if we saw you in younger days, we see you marching, we see you tearing stuff up, we see you, why? Because you have come back power. That's the only reason why you made it to where you are today. You survive in environments that other people drown in. Environment is everything. Environment is everything. There's a quote, I don't know whose quote it is, but there's a quote that says, everyone is a genius. But if you judge a fish by its ability to climb trees, it will spend the rest of its life thinking that it's dumb. Let me say it again. Everybody is a genius. But if you judge a fish by its ability to climb trees, it will spend the rest of its life thinking that it's dumb. You survive in environments other people drown in. Because water might drown you, but it's home for a fish. Difficulty is that's not water you drown in. That's perfect conditions for you to swim. Difficulty? You a believer? This is what we do. Huh? This is what we do. Don't be careful when you compare yourself to people who don't have the anointing you have, who don't have the call that you have, who don't have the purpose that you have. I know what it did to them, but it don't mean it's gonna do that to you. Difficulty doesn't kill who you are, it actually reveals who you are. Can I tell you something? You ain't met the real you until you have to use your power. That's the real you. You are treasure in jars of clay. Clay is not the real you. High you, that's not the real you. Smoking weed, that ain't the real you. Drunk you is not the real you. Because whenever you get into it, you start to feel alive. That anxiety you, that's not the real you. That clay has convinced you that that's who you are. That clay made you think that the shy, scared, jealous, doubting you is actually you. That's not you. That's the clay that you may be in, but that's not you. Underneath that clay, there is a spirit you. There is a supernatural you. There is a treasure on the inside. And if that thing gets kicking, your clay is in trouble. But it's hidden in a jar of clay. The reason why you don't know your superpower is because you can't see your suit, because it's dressed in flesh. Can I tell you something?